Hey guys, Pastor Jeremy here again, and
I'm Mr. Justin, I'm avenging myself this week. I'm beating all the kids that beat me last week, so
you're already ready for this week's game.
I'm already there. I've been thinking about it for a whole week.
Okay.
Just really upset about the awful showing that I had.
Well, I'm going to tell you this week's game is much more difficult, but I'm not going to tell you what that is yet. We got to talk about a few other things, then we'll get into the game. I hope you guys talked about faith this past week and talked about the things that you believe but you can't see. And if you didn't watch last week's video, I encourage you to go back and watch it on our YouTube channel. But we're going to continue to talk about faith this whole month. And we talked about the definition of faith. Mr. Justin, could you tell us the definition of faith that we're using for this month?
Absolutely. The definition of faith. Faith is trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see.
Awesome. And today we're going to learn about somebody who did not have faith, and then a huge event happened in his life, changed everything, but it made him go blind.
Like can't see blind?
He couldn't see anything. And that's in the middle of the story. I'm not going to tell you how it ends. You're going to have to watch the story because it's a great story. But you're going to have to watch it to see what happens. But that leads me to today's game. Because our theme this whole month is focus, and we're talking about faith. We're going to play a game where you actually have to not focus in order to see these images. I've got some images that I'm going to show you guys. They're called stereograms, and I'm going to show you a picture, and then what you do is you look at it without focusing. So like maybe the trick for some people is to kind of look close and then move farther away. For some other people, they look a little bit cross-eyed. Don't stay cross-eyed, but just kind of cross your eyes a little bit and then not focus on the picture. And all of a sudden, boom, you can see like this 3D image in the picture. I promise it's there because I've done them all. Some people are good at it and some people aren't. But I'm going to show Mr. Justin these pictures. We're going to see if he can see what's in here. And then you guys are going to do the same thing. You can look at it on the screen at your house or on your phone, whatever you're watching on. But you can pause it to really take the time to figure out what this is if you're having a hard time seeing it. Some people it's really hard for. So we'll see who is good at it and who is not. So here we go. Image number one, Mr. Justin. Here we go. Check it out. What do you think this is? You're going to have about 5 seconds. You may have to pause it.
Focus, no focus. Cross-eyed, not cross-eyed. I'm gonna take this.
Okay, take it.
Fine.
I don't know if they're getting it or not yet. It's kind of difficult. If you see it, yell it out. But I don't know. Let me give you like 3 more seconds. 3,
this is not
2, 1. Okay, what'd you see?
I saw the trees and
you
rocks.
See trees and rocks. There are trees and rocks in this picture, but if you actually see the 3D image in here, it's 2 pterodactyls. It's 2 like dinosaurs that fly. And so there's one kind of at the top and then one in the middle, and they're flying. And
I don't see it.
You don't see it at all. Okay, we're going to move on to image number 2. If you want to go back and look at that, if you didn't see it, you can do that. But image number 2, this one, I like this one a lot. This one's cool. So here we go. Check it out. And you can take the iPad again, Mr. Justin. See if you can see this image. Kids, if you see it, yell it out. If you want to pause it, you can pause the screen to try to look at what this image is. As soon as you get the first one, the other ones become that much easier. That's kind of difficult.
I got it. I got it. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Justin.
Oh, man,
what
it's
is
a
it?
dolphin.
It's a dolphin. You're right.
Oh, yes. Nailed it. Oh.
Okay, hopefully you guys can see that it's a dolphin. And that's the first time
That's the first time. I'm so excited.
All right. Well, cool.
Oh, I'm winning.
So that's the second one. It was a dolphin. We're going to move on to image number 3. We'll see if you can get it. Again, pause it if you have a hard time and just take the time to look at it. Mr. Justin has to do it in a time limit.
Yes.
So here we go. Image number 3. Yell it out if you know it. Here we go. You got like 3 seconds.
I got like
2,
A butterfly.
1. Go! Nice! Good job. You got it again.
Oh, I'm so excited.
A butterfly. Good job. So hopefully you guys can see that.
Should probably be talking.
This one, I like this one. This one's kind of cool. But here's the next image.
Okay.
I'm gonna start giving him less time.
Yeah.
So
and,
here we go. Yell it out if you see it.
I'm gonna try to.
It's not an object this time. You have to yell out like what it is. It might be words or something like that. I'm not gonna tell you. You got maybe 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time. Okay.
I can't do
what
it.
do you got?
It looks like the Matrix.
Matrix.
It looks like the Matrix to me.
It's actually the numbers 404.
404.
404. I don't know why that's important, but it's 404. In fact, on the picture itself, it shows 404 a couple of little places, but the 3D image is 404. So this one to me is the hardest one to see.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna hand you this.
Here's the deal. I'm already.
Here we go. See if you guys can get it. Again, like I said, pause it if you can't see the deal, or go back whenever you want. Mr. Justin's gonna try to see this, and I'm gonna give him like 5 more seconds. 1 and time.
Oh,
got
it?
it?
Yep.
Got it? What is it?
Oh, wait, it's changing. So I see maybe 2 people.
You got it. It's
Yeah.
2 people.
Okay.
But that one's a hard one to see.
Well, yeah, they were like,
Yeah, they're
kinda
like kind of-
interlocking arms almost.
They're kind of like right next to each other.
They're
Like if we were standing like this. Yeah, 2 people right next to each other. All right, there's 2 more. There's 2 more.
Man, I mean, I'm already way better.
So
than
here's the next
Oh.
one. We're gonna give you 5 seconds to try to see it. It's a lot harder to see in 5 seconds for most people.
Oh, man.
So again,
I already
pause
nailed
it.
it.
He's got it. 3, 2,
It's,
1. Tell me what
I
it is.
See the house with the really cool window.
Yeah, a house with a window, but it's like it's not a. It's like part of a pane or something. Like maybe it's broken glass.
Like 3/4 almost.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, last one. This one's kind of got a holiday background, but that doesn't mean it has anything to do with the holiday. So here's the last one.
None.
See if you can get this, Mr. Justin. You're
I mean,
killing it.
I'm honestly
You are.
surprised.
Here we go. All right, you got like 3 more seconds.
Okay.
3, 2,
Oh, I see it.
1. Time. What is it?
It looks like a teacup.
It's a teacup and it's got something like
really
in
good.
it, like maybe a stir stick or something.
Spoon or something.
And it's got a saucer at the bottom.
Yes.
Yep. All right. If you didn't see any of those, maybe you don't believe us, but go back and look at it. Practice looking at these. Go back to pause any of them. But that one was hard, and you did really good.
I did it.
You'll get to brag against your kids and say how I'm better than you at this, right?
Yep, I was scared because I thought that I was not going to do well.
I have a feeling that at least one of your kids is going to be able to see them like that.
Probably instantly.
Yeah. But you do kind of have to get close to the screen. If you're far away, it's going to be harder to see.
So yeah, I mean,
So-
there's like some y'all might have to be like right up in the screen.
And parents will say, like, don't get so close, but just for this to be able to see it. If you didn't get to see any of them, scoot a little closer. Mr. Justin took the iPad and literally like had it right here, and then was zooming out to be able to see it. So you may have to do that, but hopefully you got to unfocus to be able to see the image. It's kind of weird how it works.
I've never.
But we don't want to keep them from the story because today's story is
absolutely not.
awesome.
And apparently,
And we're going to sing and dance before we get to the story. So it's time to do that. Get on your feet. We're going to have some fun. We're going to dance it out. I'm going to do some of my dance moves right here. The easiest one for me, I like the jubilation. Ooh, jubilation.
Loyalty. 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 Mighty.
7 is your great and loving kindness. We're gonna lift you up, praise your name, we're gonna praise your name. Always remember the things you have done, for giving me life through the gift of your Son. We're gonna lift you up, praise your name, we're gonna praise your name. And I will worship, 'cause you are worth it. I will lift my hands in praise, give you honor all my days. I will worship, 'cause you are worth it. You are King above all kings, for your glory I will sing. We're gonna lift you up, praise your name, we're gonna praise your name. We're gonna lift you up, praise your name, we're gonna praise your name. We're gonna lift you up, praise your name, we're gonna praise your name. We're gonna lift you up, praise your name, we're gonna praise your name.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Acts, chapter 9, verses 1 through 9.
If anyone was set up for the good life, it was Saul of Tarsus.
Greetings.
Though Saul's family was Jewish, he was also born a Roman citizen. Throughout his life, he was known by two different names.
You may call me Saul or Paul.
As a young man, Saul was sent to Jerusalem to study with the famous Rabbi Gamaliel.
Let's see. You have achieved 100% in classical literature, 111% in philosophy, and in ethics, 99%.
I vow to do better.
Saul became a Pharisee like his father before him. He carefully studied God's law and prayed 3 times a day.
Dear God, help me follow your laws 100% perfectly.
Like the other religious leaders in Jerusalem, though, Saul was caught off guard by the events that surrounded the life and death of Jesus.
Good riddance. Now that fool can't try to overturn God's laws anymore.
Haven't you heard? Jesus' follower says he's returned to life.
They've seen Jesus?
They've seen Jesus.
Oh, those riffraff will slink away soon enough.
Against all odds, the followers of Jesus didn't fade away. In fact, the numbers began to grow.
5,000? You're telling me that 5,000 people are following the way of a dead man?
Well, technically, they think he's alive.
Not helping.
The religious leaders in Jerusalem did everything they could to squash the new movement. They even arrested a leader among the Jesus followers named Stephen. After telling lies about him, they dragged him outside the city.
This man is a disgrace.
Saul stood by and held the coats of the men, who picked up stones and threw them at Stephen, until they killed him.
If Stephen had just let go of this Jesus nonsense, he wouldn't have had to die.
It's terrible. I heard people are following the way of Jesus in other cities too.
What? Inconceivable.
Saul quickly became known for hunting down people who believed in Jesus. When he discovered that some Jews in Damascus were following Jesus, he went straight to the high priest.
This Jesus thing is spreading everywhere.
I'm aware.
They think he's alive.
Hashtag yup.
Someone should do something.
I hope you have something constructive to say.
Give me letters to the synagogues in Damascus so I can arrest all the believers and bring them back here.
Now you're talking.
Saul set off for Damascus with the blessing of the high priest. He traveled with a group of men to arrest the believers they found. After days on the road, they neared the city.
There it is.
We'll make it by lunch.
No, we must take time to pray.
As he did 3 times every day, Saul stopped and turned to Jerusalem to pray, certain God was on his side.
Dear Lord, help me to catch every single one of those despicable Jesus people.
Suddenly, a light more brilliant than the midday sun blazed down around Saul. He staggered, fell to the ground, squeezing his eyes shut against the glare.
Saul, why are you opposing me?
Saul gasped. It felt as though the whole earth shifted beneath him.
Who are you, Lord? I am Jesus. I am the one you are opposing.
The men around Saul stared in horror and confusion, unable to speak. They could see no one, but heard a sound, perhaps like a roar of thunder.
Now get up and go into the city. There you will be told what you must do.
Saul reeled. He struggled to his feet and finally opened his eyes. He saw nothing, only darkness.
What's happened?
You tell us. We saw the light, and you fell, and this sound, and then you said...
I can't see.
What?
I can't see. I've been blinded.
That's not good. Here, take my hand.
Saul grasped the man's hand and shuffled a few steps forward.
Who are you talking to?
I think it was Jesus.
You heard Jesus?
I heard Jesus.
Saul's companions led him into Damascus, where he stayed at the home of a man named Judas on Straight Street.
Want something to eat?
I'm not hungry.
Or water?
Not thirsty.
For 3 days, Saul wrestled with himself and God. He'd come face to face with the very man he knew was dead, but discovered that Jesus was very much alive. Now blind, Saul was forced to see everything in a brand new light.
That's what I should do. Every time we stop, I'm going to change the colors. I'm gonna start moving these.
Welcome back.
Hello.
We are silly. I hope you guys had a good time watching today's story and that you were as blown away by it as I was. I love that story because Paul started off as a guy who didn't believe in Jesus. In fact, he tried to keep people from following Jesus. And then Jesus said, no, Paul, you need to follow me. He went blind. He started following Jesus. He got to see again. And then my favorite thing about all of that is he went everywhere to tell people about Jesus. And because of what Paul did, I got to hear about Jesus. You got to hear about Jesus. You guys get to hear about Jesus. And it all started with Jesus' ministry and his disciples. But then Paul tried to take the message to everybody in the whole world.
He's kind of like one of the people we talked about last week. Like
Yeah.
The original seers that got to tell everybody about how cool his experience was with Jesus. He said the earth, he felt the earth change. Like, that's a cool feeling.
Yeah, and he went all over the place. And, he studied so much when he was younger. And then he used that to help tell people that Jesus was God's son and that he did something to save them.
Super cool.
So awesome. Jesus got Paul's attention with that light. That would get my attention. He's never done that to me, but today's question talks about how he gets our attention. Why don't you tell them what they need to talk about at home?
So what we would like for you guys to kind of think about and talk about is our really awesome question. The question is, how does God try to get your attention? So
yeah, and that could be in big ways or small ways, but it's not going to be the way that God tried to get Paul's attention. No. He may get our attention in other ways.
Maybe. Yeah.
From something that we read. Sometimes God gets my attention when I read the Bible, or even just talking to somebody else. So talk about that with your family. And then there's an activity for you guys to do on our at-home page, which is GF.Church/at-home. There's an elementary activity and there's an intermediate activity. And so you guys can take that and do that fun activity as a family. And then don't forget to practice your memory verse, because your memory verse is important and we want to hear you say it. And so you can record yourself saying it, or have your parents record you, and then post that to our Facebook page for intermediate or for elementary, or come up and say it to us on Sunday. I'll have the prize box ready. And then again, at the end of the month, we're going to do a drawing. Whoever wins the drawing gets a $50 gift card.
Can I put my name in that? Is that something I can
I'll tell you what, if you are, since you're one of our leaders and any of our other leaders, if you want to memorize the verse and post yourself saying it, I'll give you all a prize, and I'll do a separate drawing for the leaders.
Yes.
That would work. That would be cool. So
awesome.
Leaders, this month, put it on Facebook, show us. Parents, I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
We'll do a separate drawing for you guys. That'll be kind of fun. Cool. But we need to tell them the verse.
Yes,
so tell them the verse.
The verse is, faith is being sure of what we hope for. It is being sure of what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1.
Yep, Hebrews 11:1. So memorize that. Memorize where it's from. The whole thing together. Post it. Come tell it to me. I got prizes for you. We can't wait to see you next week. Practice faith. Talk about faith at home. And next week we're going to have some more fun to do. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Dude, have you ever tried to look at something backwards in binoculars? It's like, whoa, you're so far away.
Mike. Same day. Joke's on y'all.
Smarter than you.
I'm gonna be sitting there on Sunday, and they're like, we're gonna show these, and they're gonna be like, sailboat, like nailing it. Oh, that's a house.
Come on,
see the
Dad,
trees?
you
What are
can't
you
see that
doing?
there.
Gosh. I'm gonna be like, and I'm the guy that's gonna beat you in a game this week. I'm gonna be so mad because I know that Tate's gonna punk me like super hard if he can do it and I can't. He's gonna be like, really, Dad?
Hey guys, welcome back to this week. Nope. Okay, everybody say hi, Mr. Justin. Hey guys, welcome back. We nope, start over. Hey guys.
What is that face? Because I can't.
Oh yeah, I'm not good at that.
I'm not good at that. Interrupt you. Don't interrupt you.
You can do whatever. I don't like.
Okay. Trying that again because I'm already read it 15 times and still can't read it. Find out on this week's episode.
Oh, that's weird looking.
There. Camera. Derek's like 8 feet tall.